Today I will show you some REST API commands to integrate with the FiWare Context Broker. FiWare Context Broker has an API for storing smart model data for your smart devices. And we're going to use that today. We're going to both add data and query data. So let me show you how to get started. We are doing a hackathon here at Red Hat Consulting to integrate with the FiWare Context Broker. So to show you more about that, you can go to github.com/rh-impact and go to either one of these projects for North America or EMEA, FiWare 2023 Hackathon. I'm going to go to EMEA this time. And we're going to work with water consumption observed data and water observed data. You'll want to go to one of these import tasks because I have examples in there of what to do. Now, you'll want to make sure you've deployed an Openshift local environment. So right here, I can check CRC start to see that my Openshift console is already up and running. I can log into that here as kubeadmin. So we talked about this in previous videos, how to deploy the Openshift local environment. And then we went ahead and deployed in other videos an Orion-LD context broker. Let's just check out this route for the context broker. Don't worry about that error. Let's just go to v2/entities to see that we have a blank context broker environment. Now let's go and populate that today. We'll go back to the task here because I've recorded how to work with the context broker. You should be able to deploy water consumption, observe smart model data as defined in this GitHub issue in the example payload section. So I'll show you that in one sec. So we want to create a new JSON file. So I will do vim and paste this path in the terminal and go into insert mode and then check out the example payload section below. Oops. Let's go back in here. It's going to be down here, example payloads. So I think all I'll need to do is copy this section right here and paste it. It's just JSON, but it has a location, GPS coordinates here, and all kinds of data about water consumption being observed, flow, and other values. There's the water consumption value. You can learn more about it in this issue. So we have that. I'll save it, and then let's just try out one of these commands. It says, then post the smart model data to the context broker with the curl command. So here it is. We want to return all the headers. So I think that's what the -i is for, and the -x specifies that it's a post request. And this is the route to our context broker in Openshift local. And we're posting it to the /v2/entities API with the options of key values. What are key values? They are a simplified form of context broker data like a typical JSON payload. The alternative is to have these nested non-key value pairs that specify the type and the value. But for now, we'll just do the simpler form, which is the key value. We want to set a header of content type application/JSON, and then we specify the data to be sent as that file that we just created. So let's check this out. We have a bad request. Invalid characters in attribute value. So that didn't go so smooth. Let's see if it's talking about this less than sign. Let's just see if that helps. Okay, that created it. So that's interesting. I don't know if that's the context broker rejecting that or what, but it didn't like that less than sign, which is okay. Let's continue, and I'm going to refresh this page and hopefully we'll see the entity here. Great. We have an entity. Isn't that cool? And it's not in the key values form. You'll see it's in the, what's it called again? It's the NGSI v2 normalized data format. So now we created one, but what happens if I submit this same request again? Let's find out. It says 422 unprocessable entity. So it already exists, it says. Well, what if you want to update that field? Like the less than field, you figure out how it's actually supposed to be submitted. Well, let's try an update example because I documented that here. If you need to update a payload that was already posted to the context broker, you can update the values. Update the example JSON payload by removing the ID and type fields in the file. To use the update or the patch API, no, it's a put API. You need to remove the ID and the type field. Actually, let me show you without first. If we curl okay, so we actually need to copy this ID first, and then we will put this command in here, and we got to update it a little bit because we specify the ID that we're updating here. Content type application JSON, and we're okay. So let's submit this and see entity ID specified in the payload. So we need to go and remove that entity ID and type, and let's see if this works. Let's specify one more thing because we want to see the value actually change. So this was a less than before, so I'm just going to put into this field LT, and hopefully here we'll see an LT appear here after this command is run. But okay, so we got a 204, which looks good. If all is well, we'll see 3H space LT space 6H. Yes. Is that big enough for you to see? I hope so. So we did it. We worked with the context broker. And if you have more questions about the context broker, I believe that the API is specified here. See this documentation for more examples of Firework Context Broker CRUD operations. So this is where I got this information so far. You can check it out as well. So I hope that was helpful, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more about working with the context broker and displaying it visually, because we got a lot more coming. So thanks for watching.